Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Pause Menu Society, Streets into Body Part 7. It's a very somber evening. The last time we lost a family member, I I sang to eulogize Lulu at his funeral. I don't know if I have it in me to sing for Marvin. I just want to say I love you, Marv. You was a real nigga, and you went out like a real nigga.
Yeah.
Um, Before we dig into the show, I'm just gonna say it. I tweeted this when I finished the episode. This might be one of the best episodes of Power in any of the different books, whether it's the OG, Tariq, Tommy, any of that shit. This is by far one of the best episodes of the Power series, the Power universe. It's definitely one of the top 5 episodes of Raising Kanan. It
For
might be
sure.
top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Um, um, yeah, I don't know where the fuck we go here. So I did tweet though. I'm like, this puts it in the pantheon for me of amazing TV shows like The Wire, Sopranos, Mad Men. It's up there. It is up there. Um, let's clap it up for London Brown for his portrayal of Marvin. Man, talk about going. I like. Yeah, man. He. Somebody was like, "How does Power not get Emmys and stuff like that?" And somebody was like, "Because the Emmys view Power as useless TV slop, and it's not like a prestigious show or anything like that. And they view
Which
stars a certain way. It is, but it's also if here's this: if it was on HBO on Sunday night,
yeah,
then I think we're having that conversation.
I
I
got
think we're
you.
having the conversation with for London Brown and Patina Miller, like you know, best male in a drama series, best female in a drama series. I think then we got to start having a conversation about Juke, best female supporting actor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they absolutely nailed this, man. I'm glad I stayed off of the internet. I was very busy trying to get out of work on time on Friday, and my coworker just does what the fuck she wants, so it kind of puts more pressure on me. But so I wasn't online, and Sterl texted me like, "Yo, it's some bullshit. They spoiling it because you said you saw 2 bombs. Was it the major things that happened in the episode?"
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So since we're here, let's get all right into it.
Yeah.
Hafiz sitting with Stefano. Rock and Marvin took his mans out. He said they got to die. Hafiz is worried about Pino. Stefano, again, for the millionth time, wants to take Rock and Marvin out, which we've
Yeah.
known this since the beginning of the season. This is not surprising. Um, then we cut over to Central Park. Rock and Marvin waiting. Rock asking Marvin if he was fucking Flossie was hilarious. Like, you hitting that? I was like, yeah. Oh, man. So Flossie comes up, and it seemed like it was just going to be a regular, genuine conversation. But I knew the Kanan thing was going to come up. But
I
she was
did
like,
too.
how could anyone want to live anywhere other than New York? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, yo, sweetheart, there's a lot of world out there outside of Manhattan, right? And the
Yeah.
boroughs. Let's be real. And I get it. New York is a magical place. But New Yorkers act like it's the only place on the face of the earth that matters, and that's just absolutely bonkers to me. Like, but I get
I
it.
mean, not
It is the
necessarily.
sin.
If you love your city, you love your city. You can't be mad at them
Yeah,
for
I
that.
get it, but it's the center of commerce. I still have LA as the head of like the center of entertainment as far as film and television. Georgia's getting close though. I mean, you don't make business deals in Georgia, but a lot of TV and films are shot in Georgia now, especially with Tyler Perry Studios and stuff. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
um, so Flossie flat out, yo, I know your son swapped out the drugs to kill the judge, and I know that you knew this. For that reason, we're not doing business together anymore. It's a wrap.
I knew that would happen.
Yeah. Rock tries to intervene, and Flossie told him flat out, like, yo, your brother is the only reason you're still alive. And then tells Marvin, I'm going to miss these conversations. Flossie and Marvin, I guess the thing is, like, they spent a decent amount of time together, but it didn't go anywhere other than the conversation. Do y'all think that it could have went somewhere at Marvin, and we'll get to that, obviously.
Absolutely. They had a lot of underlying sexual tension for real. So I could see it could have been a thing. Now, after it becomes a thing, how far it goes from there, I don't know, but it could have been a thing for sure.
Do you think Flossie was waiting on Marvin to make the move? Because after that first meeting, she's like, Marvin, why don't you come over later so we can have a drink? And I think for everybody, it was like, oh, shit, like, is this a thing? Like, just waiting on Marvin to make a move, but he didn't.
I don't think so. I think Flossie's the type of chick, even though it is underlining sexual tension, she don't seem like she's the type to mix business with pleasure. It would have had to have been like just undeniable at that point. Now, them not doing business together, if he would have lived, then yeah, I could see it happening there.
Excuse me. Okay. So Jarita and Kanan arguing over the Flossie situation. Jarita like, yo, this is Flossie, Siegel, like, she ain't somebody you want to fuck around with. That came to a head. Kanan basically told her, like, yo, I basically was using you to get back at Rock and them, so, like, he essentially was like, I don't need you anymore. They decided to end things. However, so I saw a post from the Power Instagram account, or maybe it was Twitter, I don't remember. Season 1 of Origins has finished filming. They just wrapped the other day. Jarita is in the cast. So, do y'all think she comes back and tells Kanan she's pregnant in the finale? Because
Before the
Sean was
finale.
born in 95, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Okay, so
during the finale. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, Sean was born in 95. So, excuse me, by the time we get to Power Origins, Sean should be he's like 7 years old if he was born in 95, because Origin starts in 2002. So, yeah, he should be about 7 years old at that point. Rock being Rock. Well, actually, let's go back for a second. When the episode started and Marvin was laying in bed in his pajamas with the Kanan voiceover, and I remember texting Sterl, I'm like, this music is ominous as fuck. Something is going to go down this episode. And then when I watched it back the second time, I was like, yeah, I should have known by it starting off in the manner that it did that Marvin was not going to make it out alive. Did anybody get that feeling when they saw the beginning of the episode with him laying in bed in the pajamas and shit?
Yeah,
I didn't know if he was going to die or jail, but I knew it was one of the two.
I just knew, I'm like, these dark, ominous piano tones that they're using. Like, I would have never thought, like, Marvin he's like your Uncle Fly. Like, Lulu was a fly, like, nigga around the hood, but Marvin was like your Uncle Fly. Marvin always had on a pair of slacks, a sweater, that leather, and his chains, and some hard bottoms. Lulu was walking around in 40 belows, jeans, Pelly, all that stuff. So there's a difference. Lulu was just fly for the 90s, like when hip hop was in that element. Like, Lulu could have been an extra in Juice. Marvin is like, oh, that's my fly ass Uncle Marvin over there. Like, we all, I don't know if that's the thing for Hispanic people, but Black people, we all have a fly ass uncle like that. We all do. Yeah, he the one who, like, run up to the store and grab me something. Here, get yourself something. He's the one who goes in his pocket, pulls out the bankroll, like, here, y'all kids, go. You hear the ice cream truck coming? Here, y'all go get y'all some bomb pops. That's Marvin. Dead ass. He definitely, like, yeah, he's the fly uncle that Black people have. We all have that one fly ass uncle, and that's Marvin for sure. Yeah. Shit, on some real shit, truth be told, It was your pops that was like the flyest uncle that I had. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
He's
your
like,
pops was mine, so yeah.
exactly. It's so yeah. So we like definitely. So Marvin is a tough loss. Um, Rock wants to hit everybody, and Marvin's like, okay, so that means Kanan too. And this is where shit really. I'm like, okay, he's tired of having this conversation with Rock.
Right.
So Rock says she wants to take everybody out, and if Kanan is there at the pawn shop, you grab him and bring him to me. And Marvin wasn't hearing that shit. He was like, "You have no problem with you taking people out." And she was like, "Well, Kanan's still a kid." No, he's not, bro.
Nah.
Kanan is 10 toes down in the dope game. Kanan pulled a pistol on you, shot Lulu. Kanan running around with Kanan and Breeze chopped the nigga up and threw him in an incinerator. Kanan's not a kid anymore. And I know Rock is not privy to a lot of this shit, but Neek was actively beefing with Rock because he thought that did he think that Rock did he think that Ronnie and them teamed up to take him out or something like that? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Well,
I think he did
thought
think
it
it was
was
Ronnie
Rock
though,
that
for
set him up.
sure.
Okay, right. So in the midst of you and Neek beefing, when Neek comes back from the dead, Kanan, the whole world knows that you and Neek beefing, and Kanan stepped like, "Yo, Neek, I need to get at you." And it ain't because you and my mom's beefing. I'm over here about some business shit. Kanan is not a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we all as parents, somebody said this to me about Kennedy the other day. He was like, "Your baby." I'm like, Kennedy's 13 years old. She's not a baby anymore. And they're like, "But she'll always be your baby." I was like, you know what? You're right. You're 100% right. But Kanan is not a kid. Crystal was pregnant, like, and did she get an abortion or did she have a miscarriage? I can't remember.
She got an abortion.
Okay, Kanan talked her into an abortion,
Kanan
but
paid
like,
for it.
that's right, he sure did.
Mm-hmm.
So Kanan already had a woman pregnant. He, said fuck high school. Like I had to look, I was like, damn, what year? Like Juke graduated, but Kanan did not, and I totally forgot that. I was like looking it up, like Rock wants to keep treating him with kid gloves, and I get it because he's your son. But remember what Neek told Rock early on when they took out Buck 20? And she was like, Kanan the kid, Neek, this ain't got nothing to do with him. He's like, Rock, you out your fucking mind. Kanan was in this game before he was born. He your kid and DEF CON's fucking kid. Kanan was a part of this game whether he wanted to be or not.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And here the fuck we are. And Marvin, so these last 2 episodes, Marvin and Juke letting Rock and Kanan know what the fuck is up. Stop playing these games. We're not here to play games anymore. The minute you made your first hand-to-hand, you had to grow the fuck up. The minute you told your best friend, I don't give a fuck if this is your apartment, get the fuck out. I don't want to see you around here no more. You had to grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
All that shit you did, you had to grow the fuck up. The minute you had these messenger boys out here on bikes selling dope, you had to grow up. The minute you fucked that girl mother, you a high schooler fucking a grown woman, you had to grow up. And Rock and Rock needs to stop pretending, because if I remember correctly, Rock stepped to that grown ass woman like, "Don't be around my fucking son again."
She sure did, yeah.
So yeah, I know he's your child, but Kanan is not a fucking kid.
Right.
Because matter of fact, if we throw all
you don't have a problem clearly killing other people's kids. That was his main thing. Yeah.
And that was his thing. And then if we threw all that shit out the window, if Kanan never hit Buck 20, you put a gun in his hand and had him shoot his father, and he didn't know it was his fucking father. Kanan ceased to be a kid. If nothing else happens, the minute Kanan put them bullets in Howard, he wasn't a kid anymore.
Right.
So let's stop playing these games. Now back to Sterl's point. Yes, Marvin's point was 100% correct. D-Wiz, Buck 20, the dude on the bike that we took out, and shit, Scrappy wasn't that much older than Kanan. So like he said, you don't have a problem killing other people's kids, but when it comes to Kanan, it's a problem. And then Rock's only reply, well, you do the same if it was Juke. And yeah, nigga, he should. That's his daughter. But this is the game. Just like Marvin said, this is the fucking game. Kanan, Neek told her, everybody has to keep telling Rock, this is the game that it's just like Hyman Roth said in Godfather 2. When word got to Michael that somebody tried to take out what's my guy? Fuck. He was with Clemenza in the first. Anyway, Pantangeli, Frank Pantangeli. And he asked Hyman Roth, he was like, who authorized the hit on Pantangeli? And Roth said to him, he was like, there was this kid who had a dream for a desert stop off for GIs on their way to the West Coast. And he dreamt of casinos. And what the town became was Las Vegas. And that kid's name was Mo Green. And somebody put a bullet in his eye. And I could not get mad because he said, Hyman Roth said, this is the business we chose. When Kanan decided, like, and also, let's not act like Rock didn't put him in the shit. I want to help you out. She had the nigga in the stash house.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. That's her son. You should have never put him in that stash house. Like, the conversation about the corner and Buck 20 getting clipped and all that shit, they revealed a lot to them. Kanan and Juke were never going to have normal lives. They just weren't. None of them. They just weren't. Because if Lou had a baby, none of them were having normal lives.
No,
Marvin,
absolutely.
Rock, and Lou sold dope and killed people.
It's not like they were hiding it from them either. Like, it just
that's what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah.
When they came by to shoot up the diner on the first episode.
You're right.
Damn, Fame is so Fame. You just knew we was here tonight. Yeah, because you motherfuckers are predictable. This is where you have dinner every fucking week.
Right.
Yeah, I was just at that moment. I'm just like, I understand where Rock is coming from, but Marvin is not fucking wrong. But all these times Marvin has put it in like when he told before he knew that Kanan killed Lou. When they had that conversation with Flossie and he was like, Pop's been gone, Mom's gone, Lulu gone. He was like, it's just me and you. And you my little sister. I'm your big fucking brother, Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin was internalizing shit at that moment. We saw a change in Marvin. We've seen several changes in Marvin. Several changes. But for this season, I was like, this bit of dialogue right here, I feel like we're going to have to revisit this at some point, and here we are now.
Mm-hmm.
And Marvin just kept giving Rock game, but Rock didn't want to hear. Which we'll get to that in a second. So Snaps and Pop and Breeze sit down. Snaps and Pop tell Breeze that Rock and Marvin are fair game, and they want Breeze and Kanan to carry out the hit.
Yeah.
To my surprise, Breeze was a bit hesitant. Did anybody clock that?
I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah, Sterl?
Yeah, I peeped it because he was saying, I can do my part, but I don't know if that's going to be hard for Kanan. That's his flaming.
Yeah.
That's a lot asking a motherfucker to clip they like Rock and Kanan. Like, look, me and my parents have been at odds a million times. I still love them, and even if we weren't on the best terms, I'm not putting no bullets in either of my parents. There's no fucking way. Any siblings, any cousins, anything like that. That I'm just like, Breeze. We've started to see credit to Shameik Moore because in the beginning of the season, we were all on record like, yo, this don't feel very breezy to me.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga doesn't feel like breezy. It isn't very breezy. It isn't very breezy. I don't know. When he started wilding the fuck out and all this extra shit, like, he does his wild breeze shit and then he'll do some really calm and calculated breeze shit. And I'm like, okay. And then you start to see, because Tommy said in the OG Power, Breeze gave Ghost the nickname. And the way that Ghost carries himself, so like Ghost can go bad on the motherfucker, and then Ghost can put on, $1,000 suit and go run a nightclub and look like Mr. Distinguished Gentleman. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying Breeze is distinguished gentleman or nothing like that, but some of Ghost's mannerisms, I think he might have picked up from Breeze, which we'll see at some point. Garcia sitting with Internal Affairs to ask about Captain Baptiste. Garcia lies to protect his image. No big deal. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Kanan and Juke. Kanan and Juke meet up at the pizza parlor. And Kanan says, I didn't think you was fucking with me anymore. Juke's like, I don't, but I know who killed Fame.
Right.
So then Kanan, at this point, his interest is piqued. She tells us it snaps and pop. Are you going to make this right? Kanan flipping the script the way he did. He was all for finding out who killed Fame. All for it. And wanted to blame it on Rock. Went to Rock house, pulled up the blicky on her because he thought that she not only killed Fame, but he also thought she killed Crystal. Now, in Rock's defense, show of hands, knowing Rock's track record, can we understand why Kanan thought that she killed Crystal and Fame?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Because people online like, why the fuck? No, Kanan's stupid. Why the fuck? Everybody's just like, there's like, for every 10 people that comment, there's 6 people who are like, yo, she called on the hit for D Wiz to protect Kanan.
Yeah.
They killed Scrappy. What the fuck? Somebody was like, yo, what fucking show have you been watching, nigga? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Like, so you didn't watch season 1 at all. You didn't watch the beginning of the fuck. Somebody said some ignorant shit earlier, and somebody was like, so your dumb ass just ain't watched the show at all. Like, what you talking about? Nigga, the shit is all there. It's all there. So while I can understand why Kanan would believe that Rock would do that shit, like, it's grimy as fuck. So I'm going to tell you our story. So Sterl obviously knows this. Sterl and my cousin Will, God bless the dead, they have the same birthday. So Will was killed September 20th of 2012. Okay. The dude we thought killed him, he didn't show up to my auntie house to pay respects, nothing. So I was down in Union Station, and they got a store where they do T-shirts. And I walk in there, and they had my cousin up on the T-shirt. And I was like, this is like later, the night of the funeral. I was like, what the fuck? I was taken aback. On the T-shirt with him was the dude they thought killed him. And I'm just like, how the fuck? Like, I was like, I damn near wanted to scream at the dude, like, take that fucking shirt down right now. The nigga in that shirt, I was like, that's my cousin. He dead. And the nigga next to him killed him. Glad I kept my cool about me. Later, we found out it wasn't dude that killed him. But remember, after she had Lulu put D Wiz down, remember when Rock and Kanan showed up to D Wiz's mom's house? Talking about we just want to sit with you and pray with you and all this shit. Help you with your loss. You had the nigga killed.
Right.
And then Kanan, the worst part was
right.
But the worst part is Kanan had to sit there and be party to that. And he was like, she was like, it was you or him. And I wouldn't go let it be you. But that's the thing. Like, I get it. I totally get it. As a parent, I get it. You're not taking mine away from me.
Right.
Do I want to sacrifice somebody else? No. I'd rather sacrifice myself because I don't want any parent to have to bury their child.
Right.
That's just not okay. But Rock's moves, like Marvin said, you'll do anything to protect Kanan. And God willing, that's what she's supposed to do as a mother. But why not just sit the nigga on the bench? Why did you let him go to the stash house? Now, she did tell Kanan he was off the business, and then Kanan took it upon himself to get back in the shit.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Say it. He was gonna do it. Like he was gonna do it. Yeah, that's Rock's fault, Marvin's fault, and Lulu's fault because they were literally basically broadcasting what like they lived in Southside Jamaica. They didn't live in a terrible neighborhood, but it wasn't like it was a great neighborhood. But they around that motherfucker and I think Lulu had an Acura, and this when them motherfuckers was like, they weren't like super duper rare, but like to have an Acura back in those days, that was
Yeah,
saying
that was.
something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Lulu and Marvin ain't pushing no clock. We know Rock ain't punching no clock. Yeah, and this motherfucker,
Mhm.
yo, I've seen. There's one girl on Twitter. She just every time after episode she tweet. You see that badass coat Rock on had on. You see that fur Rock had on. Motherfuckers is saying Rock might be the best dressed woman in television since Carmela Soprano. And I literally cannot think of anybody that's been flyer than Raquel fucking Thomas. You tell
Absolutely.
me.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. Every time I see it, I'm like, damn, like I want to dress like that.
And like I said, Monet was fly as a bitch. Monet was fly as a bitch. I will give you that. Marvin again, the fly ass uncle. Go get yourself some ice cream. That nigga Lulu was in a fresh pair of 40 belows every episode. Lulu was clean as shit. You see that sheepskin coat he had on? Like, damn.
Mhm.
So we know y'all not punching no clock, but y'all around this motherfucker fly as fuck and Acuras, and Rock had a fucking Range Rover in the first season. Y'all
Yeah,
ain't no
Marvin had a
fucking job.
Lexus. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did not do anything to shield Kanan and Juke from the situation as is. So Kanan's approach was Fame was always talking. He's probably talking too much, got what he deserved.
Mm.
And Juke, like, yo, he was your best fucking friend. This nigga says, I ain't worried about niggas who gone. And Juke was like, niggas who gone like Uncle Lou. And Kanan got his ass up and walked out that pizza parlor. Which
Yup.
that scene, I love that they filmed it there because they used that location for levity to show this is the end of like
Mhm.
their young crew. This is it. Kanan and Juke together were all that was left because it was Kanan, Juke, Fame, and D Wiz. D Wiz was the first to go. They took Fame out, and now Juke and Kanan are done. The fact that's why I'm like, this is why they shot this at the pizza parlor because that was their hangout. They would go in there, motherfucker, play Street Fighter, get a slice of pizza, talk
Right.
shit to each other. This is why they shot it there. That was beautiful. So shout out to Sasha Pitt and them for going back to that location there. So after this, luckily I dodged all of the spoilers. I didn't see anything till I hashtagged Raising Kanan in my tweet, and then everything came up.
Damn.
So I guess we have to. I don't know if y'all want to do this, but a lot of people was like posted pictures of Tariq like, yo, my nigga, I was wrong. You not the worst person on earth. You not that bad. Like it really got bad once we knew what he, eventually what was going to happen to end the episode. But they was like, I thought that Tariq was the most hated nigga in the Power universe. Wrong. It's definitely Kanan. I saw
Yeah.
motherfuckers like on Twitter and Threads. They was like, Tasha was right when she told Ghost, you should have took that nigga out like I wanted to instead of sending him to jail. Kanan is probably the most hated person in television right now.
Absolutely.
I can't think of anybody that's higher than him. Like the shit with Fame, it was like, damn, bro, like Fame was always talking. But you knew Famous was talking before then, brother, when you walked up on them niggas at the basketball court and upped it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he hadn't found out yet. He hadn't found out that they had to do the hit. That happens afterwards because when he went to meet up with Breeze, Breeze was like, "Yo, we got to do something." Snaps and Pop. They said we got to put your moms and your uncle down, and he was like, "For what?" And he was like, "Because you got to prove your loyalty." And he was like, "They killed my fucking best friend. I should be putting them the fuck down." And that's when Breeze was like, "Well, where'd you hear that from?" And he was like, "It don't matter." He was like, "I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it for me, not for them. Kanan wanted Marvin gone because he beat that nigga ass. Because when he did the voiceover, he said, you rest up, you get healthy, and then you get even. Yeah. So at that point, we should have known he was coming back. He was coming back from Marvin regardless. Now this just gave him incentive. But so Rock went and sat with Pino, and let me tell you, Rock looked delicious in that moment. I ain't gonna hold you. Yo, go! I'm telling you, Patina Miller. Pino says being friends with you is dangerous business. Pino was done with Rock. She tried to talk him out of it. He said there's nothing left to say. She's food in the streets. Her and Marvin are food. The fact that Marvin got taken out the way that he did is surprising, because usually when the Italians stop fucking with you and they give motherfuckers the green light on you, the nigga Marvin called them Afghans. He don't call them Afghans. He called them Afghans. Like, we've all seen, like Cat Williams said, these motherfuckers ain't gonna cut nobody head off. Woo. He's like, oh, he cut that nigga head off. Like, they were broadcasted. Like, remember during the Bush administration?
Yeah, I remember
them motherfuckers was cutting niggas' heads off on YouTube and shit. So, I'm just being honest. What he got from Kanan was probably the best. Niggas could have left his head elsewhere. His body could have been over there. The nigga head could have been in a whole nother state. I think he got off easy. I'm just being completely honest with you. So,
that's crazy.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, like, when they're ready to push, when the Italians give the go-ahead and the green light on you, just watch The Sopranos. Just watch, like, what happened to Phil Leotardo. Imagine a motherfucker walking up, your wife is in the car, your grandchildren are in the back seat in their car seats. A motherfucker walk up, pop you in the head, your body falls, your wife reacts, jumps out of the vehicle without putting the brake on, and the vehicle rolls over your fucking head.
Yeah.
Don't get in bed with Italians when you're doing any kind of business like that. Just don't, dog, because it's never going to end well. It's never going to fucking end well. They take their own people out. They don't give a fuck about black people. Yeah, I just, again, and this brings me back to the point that Marvin got off, like, saying this about somebody being killed is crazy, but there's an open coffin. We know that. He got off light.
Yeah. I'm
just being honest. Just being honest, man. So the white dudes get busted with pills. And at first I was just like, what is this scene for? Right. And then obviously it manifested itself later. Garcia sits down with Juke and Marvin. Amber hasn't given up Marvin's name, but she has given him up. Essentially, he gave up his description, all that. Plus, there were people in the neighborhood that saw Marvin leave the house. Right. At this point, I thought there was a possibility he would go to jail. I was like, if he survives, because we saw them clips of Breeze, like a nigga with an M16 in the middle of Queens letting it off is crazy. But I'm like, okay, so Breeze and Marvin will go head up. So maybe Breeze takes him out. When Marvin got out of that gunfight, I was like, okay, Marvin's probably going to prison for the rest of his life.
That's exactly.
Anybody feel the same way?
Yeah.
Cyril? Oh wait, but you saw the spoilers though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody else now the funniest part when they was going to meet up to bang it out with Breeze and was listening to fucking Mobb Deep Hit It From the Back on the way over. That's a crazy song to be listening to while you go on the slide on some niggas. Yeah. But anyway, I was like, nigga, is that Hit It From the Back? Shout out Mobb Deep, rest in peace, Prodigy. Yeah, I thought for sure Marvin was going to end up in prison. And like, it just, the way it played out, and I think they wanted us to believe that, and that's why they kept showing us those flashbacks of Amber and all that stuff. Like, this is going to be, because everybody was under the assumption this is how Marvin goes to jail. Yeah. This is how it happens.
Yeah.
Um, Marvin says Juke looks worried, but he's good. Juke is not convinced at all. Kanan goes to meet with Breeze. Breeze tells him that he knows that he pressed Flossie and forgot to tell him, but everybody is actually happy that he did it because it got Flossie to end her business relationship with Rock. That was the last piece. Then it'd be like they took out Rock's Connect. So you cut off her pipeline. Then you separate her from Hafiz. And then Kanan going into Flossie's apartment was the last straw. Now you've cut Rock off from the outside world. She has, and once she, like, you can't make no money now. That was the only reason Pino was protecting Rock. Once you can't make me any fucking money, I have no use for you. You know what I'm saying? Right. So now we've cut her the fuck off. Now it's fair game to take her out. Fair fucking game.
Yep.
Rock's name came up in the investigation. I didn't see this coming anyway, but this has swayed my belief on how things could go now. But Rock being brought up in an investigation with the feds, I didn't have that anywhere in my, like, did y'all see that shit coming?
No, I didn't see that coming. I really didn't.
Because she sold the property at over like 30% of market value. Mm-hmm. But here's my, so now I look at this one way. There's a way to look at it in 1993, and there's a way to look at it in 2026. In 2026, that just means that a developer is going to come in to an urban neighborhood and there's going to be gentrification. Let me give y'all a little background, right? So May 16th, 2025, we had that tornado that swept through the St. Louis area. Mm-hmm. And it tore up the north side, what was left of the north side, because going on the north side, dope houses, vacos, it tore all that shit up. Yeah. FEMA has not helped out a bit. So all those people are completely displaced and don't have homes. And I know somebody very personal to me that it's affecting. They had to go rent a brand new home. So nobody's coming in to help those people. What's going to happen now is that land becomes uber fucking cheap. So a developer comes in, instead of buying it at 30% over market value, they're going to get it way below market value, and they're going to gentrify the north side of St. Louis. Because now North County of St. Louis, Ferguson, Florissant, et cetera, that shit, you might see tumbleweeds through there. I went to get some tires on my car a couple months back. They was like, yeah, go to the spot on Chambers. I'm like, all right, bet. I had to ride through what used to be my neighborhood, like Northland, like all that shit. I'm just like, what the fuck happened to all these businesses over here? It's dead. It's completely dead. There's nothing there. So now, where you had a bunch of black people living in North City, now you had a bunch of black people in North County, you're going to have even more now. So now the county is going to become what the city was. You're going to start to see houses where the grass ain't cut, vacant buildings, graffiti all over everything. That's what's going to happen. Now, when you look at it in 1993, in a neighborhood like Southside Jamaica, Queens, who the fuck pays 30% over market value for a little strip mall? And Rock was not wrong. I sold some fucking property. How the fuck does that, like, this doesn't make any sense. You sold it at 30% over market value, and then your broker made a nice chunk of change off it too. Yeah. She gave him, here's my thing. What Rock did is not wrong. She gave him a little extra money because he was able to expedite that deal getting closed quicker. Yeah. I don't think she did anything wrong. I don't see it as on surveillance. Pino Bernardi and Stefan Marchetti. Mm-hmm. It's Hafiz. Hafiz is the buyer, correct?
It was someone overseas.
Well, Hafiz is.
Yeah.
I thought the person was linked to Hafiz because he's Middle Eastern. She did say she didn't know who the buyer was. That's right.
It was just someone over. Yeah. Mhm. Right.
Okay, so before we finish this up, the finale. This, for me, it could be a MacGuffin. It could be something to throw us off the trail and there be a wild goose chase. But I'm 70-30 now because Rock walked out of the meeting and then her lawyer came out and then it was mentioned about those dudes because I was like, why the fuck? What is Breeze? Why are Snaps and Pops mad at Breeze? And then it comes back to the dudes who got busted with the pills. They went up there and ran their fucking mouth.
Mhm.
I'm 70-30. What if Rock does turn state's evidence against Pino and Stefano and ends up in witness protection? What if that's how Rock gets out?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, here's the thing though. At this point, Kanan is at least 18 or 19. So
Mhm.
it like he doesn't have to go with her. Now, would it behoove him to go with her? Probably, but we know Kanan's not going to do that. He just
Right.
doesn't fuck with Rock.
Yeah.
Exactly. I get that. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. In the previews of the finale, we saw Rock with the blicky on her with the silencer on it, and then we saw Pino tell Stefano, take her out of her, put her out of our misery. Rock gets a kill before this is over. And it's not Tremont because Rock went to sit with Tremont. He was like, bitch, you got to be out of your fucking mind after the shit you pulled on me. You gonna come to me and ask me for help? And he was like,
Yeah.
you're dead out here, and I'm gonna make sure I piss on your grave. And we know Tremont ain't going nowhere because he's in Power Origins. So it's not him that Rock kills. Rock gets a kill in the last episode.
Hmm.
It does. It does.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right.
Here's my thing. Well, here's the thing. Rock already technically was because she was a CI for Howard. The
True.
stuff that came out in this episode is very interesting because that conversation that Marvin, we're gonna get to that in a second. Obviously, like I said, Breeze tells Kanan they have to take out Marvin and Rock. Breeze will take Rock and Kanan will take out Marvin. Breeze was like, I know you want to get back at him for that beating he gave you. And Kanan was like, I don't for real need to take out my uncle. I ain't got no beef with him like I got with Rock. So he was like, why the fuck we doing this? And he was like, they want to see that you dedicated. And he was like, fuck them. They had my best friend killed. But again, I'm going to do this hit because it's business, but I'm not doing it to prove myself to them. Why? That's why. And I kept going back to that part. Why did he change his mind then? Because I have something I'm going to get to when we get to that point because I want to give Marvin his whole section. He deserves it for what he did for that show. The money trail lawyer, we talked about that. So Marvin's loading up all his pistols. Juke asked him what this is all about. He was like, I'm just counting them. Juke don't believe him. Nigga, you not counting your guns. Juke's not stupid. She just
Right.
isn't. And Marvin knows that. You know your fucking child. And again, they grew up in the life because y'all did not hide them or shelter them from it.
Right.
Like the very first shot of the show is Kanan getting his ass whooped at the park as a kid and them holding Juke back so she couldn't step in. And then him going back to the house and Rock was sitting there with High Post. I think they was mixing and bagging on the table, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like they didn't like Kanan and Juke were like 8 and 9 at that time. They didn't make any attempt to hide it from those kids. So
Right.
Juke, no, Marvin had to be out of his fucking mind to believe Juke was like, yeah, I'm just counting my straps. Nigga, you know how many straps you got. Cut it out. Nobody believes
Right.
that. You don't even fucking believe that. Um, Juke asks Marvin what he plans to do about Garcia. What Garcia's talking about. Marvin said he's not worried, trying to convince Juke. Juke is 100% worried something. They show true emotion. Um, I have in my notes, Haley Kilgore was masterful in this scene. I thought she did a really, really great job of conveying emotion.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah. So Marvin and his crew go to hit the pawn shop. Kanan gets home, and Snaps and Pop are waiting outside Kanan's apartment. So Breeze, so no, Breeze didn't tell him. Kanan said it himself. They tell him like, "Hey, we need you to prove your loyalty," and he was like, "Y'all had my homeboy killed." Now Snaps and Pop line. Snaps start talking like T.I. be talking. He throw it expeditiously in there every 5 minutes and shit like that. Snaps is old slick tongue ass nigga. And that's why a lot of them stupid Queens niggas fell for it because they didn't the niggas dropped out of high school. Snaps couldn't get that shit off on me. And I'm glad Juke didn't fall for that bullshit. A lot of them niggas in Queens fell for that bullshit. He a old silver tongue ass nigga. You can't let that nigga talk. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot let him talk. Cause he gonna try to like that. That's how Pops got with him. He talked her clean out them draws with no hesitation, no fucking hesitation. But Kanan assures them he will take care of business. Marvin and his crew banging it out with Breeze. Marvin made it out alive. Everybody else in the fucking crew is dead. And again, this is where I thought that Marvin was gonna go to prison. When he made it out that alive, I'm like, okay, so he goes to jail. I was dead set on him going to jail at that point. So I
Right.
saw Kanan telling him, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Because Kanan said he was going to take out Rock. Or maybe Kanan wanted to prove himself and take out both of them. I don't know. But we know that he was still thinking about that ass whooping because he told Breeze he no, he told Breeze he was going to do Rock because he was like, he was like, you taking out your mom's, I realized that'd be hard for you. He was like, so you do your uncle, I do her. And he was like, nah, it don't make no sense because I don't really have no beef with him. He was like, I know you want your get back after he did what he did to you. He was like, I ain't for real got no beef with my uncle. I got more beef with my mom's. Kanan told Breeze that he would do Rock, and Breeze was supposed to do Marvin. He 100% said he wanted to take Rock out. That's why when Kanan started telling Marvin, I was like, this nigga went rogue or he felt like he was gonna take them both out. I don't know. But he definitely said he would take Rock out because he told Breeze he didn't have no for real beef with Marvin. Um, Aisha out of nowhere. Aisha shows up to talk to Juke. Can't function without you. Can't eat. Can't sleep. None of that shit. Juke lies like, yo, I'm with somebody else. Aisha calls bullshit. Now this is where everybody's tearing Aisha's ass up on Twitter. Aisha sat down on one of the pistols. What the fuck is this? You're in my house. You're in my house. Fuck you, mean? What are you asking me for questions? Like, what is this, Juke? It looked like a gat. Well, it looked like a fucking gat to me, Aisha. What you need? You need to fuck up out of here. Um, that scene made no sense to me. Like, I understand why. Well, actually, no, I don't. Because unless, well, if Aisha's in the next episode, then it has some sort of a payoff. But right now, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because Juke told her to get the fuck out. Then she went to Kanan like, yo, Juke about to do some stupid shit. And Kanan was like, you got to get the fuck out. And she's like, all y'all Thomases keep fucking telling me to get the fuck out. And he was like, but for real, but you don't seem to catch the hint. And you still sticking around.
Right.
She was like, before you do anything, just know that I love you and I won't make it if anything happens to you. So, does Aisha get killed in the next episode?
Ooh. I don't think so either,
Then,
honestly. Yeah, she's
but
not that
then
important.
guess what? She's not, and that's why I'm asking this question. They could have advanced the plot 100% without her being there. Because remember when I sent you that TikTok, you were like, I don't think Juke would kill that little girl, and I'm like, everybody thinks Juke would kill that little girl. And to be completely honest with you, you don't think Juke was cleaning that gun and take that little girl out, or go take those
No,
neighbors out?
no, I didn't think she would at
Well,
all.
okay, no, you're right, because at this point she knows that Snaps and Pop kill Fame, and Kanan ain't gonna do nothing about it. So okay, you're right. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. She was gonna take them out whether Aisha came or not. That's why I'm asking. Aisha does not advance the plot by any metric by showing up to Juke's house or Kanan's apartment. That's why I'm like, that was weird and unnecessary.
Yeah,
I'll give you that, but
that'd be so
Marvin's the bigger
sad.
loss. This is why it feels like Aisha is a plot device. She's a MacGuffin. She holds no weight at all. She did not need to be there. And that's why I'm like, is she possibly going to show up in the finale? Because we did see a shot of Breeze talking with Flossie in the finale. So I don't know. They're kind of all over the place right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. We'll see. No. I get what both of y'all are saying.
Yeah.
My whole point is she does not advance the plot by any metric being there. That's why I feel like she's a MacGuffin. She literally like she's as important as this fucking ink pen I'm holding.
Right.
She serves no purpose. That's all I'm saying. That's why I'm
Right.
like, are they giving her something next week? Is my question. That's all I ask. Because at this point, she's this fucking ink pen right now.
Right.
She's a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be. We'll see. Um, Marvin goes to Rock House after escaping the gunfight. Rock, of course. First question, was Kanan there? No. Rock tells him Breeze is a problem, just like DEF CON, High Post, and Unique. So I think we have 100% clear evidence. We know Neek got away, but it's safe to say that Rock did take out DEF CON at this point. Maybe Breeze was right. I think Breeze has it wrong. I don't think we know that Kanan is not his kid, is not DEF CON's kid. We know he's Howard's kid.
Right.
There are gay men that have kids. Let's be honest, right?
Right.
Do we think whether Breeze is his kid or not, we think Breeze is right. We think that Rock took DEF CON out, and I feel like this kind of gives us clarity on that situation, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I agree.
Um, then she took out High Post as well. So again, this is where Marvin is waxing poetic. Marvin says, "We different, and them streets aren't ours anymore, and we're not getting them back." And they came. Lulu was the youngest, and he was born in what 69, I think his tombstone said, or something like that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
60. So he was they by the math he was 29 when he got killed.
Right.
Okay,
He was 29.
and he's the baby of the family.
Right.
Marvin's the oldest, and Rock is in the middle.
Right.
Them streets are gone. They don't belong to us anymore, and we're not getting them back.
Yeah.
The last person to figure it out is Rock. She's the last person to figure that out. And Marvin had to put it on a platter for her. Some people just can't accept that it's time to move on, or that you not that nigga, you not that chick anymore. It happens. I thought Marvin's speech was very, very deep. What do you say? First starting out, they got into it for the money and the rep. It was fun. It wasn't enough. They just kept going for more, and nothing was ever enough. The harder they chased, the more got away. The money and the work won't fix what's gone or fill the hole in their hearts. Marvin said flat out, "You doing all of this is not going to make your son love you anymore." And he's
Right.
right. And he said, "Kanan only give a fuck about the game. And the more you push, things will go further and further away."
Mm-hmm.
They gave Marvin the runway to really go out as, like, a lot of people are saying that Marvin's character was the best character in this series. Does anybody disagree with that? Because I
I
don't.
agree 100%. I think he was the
I
best.
100%. Sterl? Yeah. They gave him just so much runway, like, from the shit that happened with him and Juke very early on to him being accepting of who Juke was as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Juke fixing their relationship, him going to anger management, bonding with that white man, which in turn to him being Uncle Marvin to that girl. For everybody that Marvin caught, Marvin made a motherfucker laugh and smile and do a bunch of shit in this show.
Right.
What London Brown did over these 5 years, that was a masterclass in acting. And his phone should be ringing off the fucking hook. His agent's phone should never be dry. He should get, like, any role he wants after this. They
Yeah,
gave
he
him
did a
run,
good
like,
job.
what he did from that monologue to the conversations he had with the pastor after Lou got killed, to him and Flossie, to him with the lady who was doing the anger management class, him building that
Mm-hmm.
relationship with that little girl and all that stuff. Marvin took this show to an he like somebody was like Lulu was the heart of the show, but Marvin was the soul. And I was like, damn, that's a dope ass way to put it.
Yeah.
Marvin took this to another level. So again, shout out to London Brown, man. You did your thing. You did your big 1, 2, and 3 on this one. Again, Aisha went to talk to Kanan, tell him to go check on Juke. Uh Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a hard
She
pill for her
ate
to
that.
swallow
She
for
had
sure.
thank you could literally
Yeah.
see her. She was like, "That's not true." He was like, "Yes, it is. Yes, it
Yeah.
is." Because we should be done with this shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Marvin was putting her on notice when they walked out of Flossie apartment. Mom's gone, Lulu gone, Pop's been gone. We got. I'm your big fucking brother, Raquel. All you, and then when they were in the car before they killed the old boy, how many wars do you want to start? As many as it takes.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's gonna be there at the end? What the fuck is gonna be there at the end? Now you done bury both of your brothers in, I don't know, we'll say what the show takes, this season takes place over like a 3-4 month period or something like that. I don't know. They never really tell us, but you can bury both of your fucking siblings and your mother a year in advance of this.
Right.
Streets is fucking cold. It ain't worth all that. You got the house, you got money, all that for nothing. All that for nothing. And you lost your son behind it. At the end of the day, was it worth it? I'd say no.
No.
Um, Again, Aisha went to talk to Kanan. Um, Kanan feel like Juke having a pistol, she might be coming for him. Foreshadowing their future.
Mm-hmm.
Snaps and Pop arguing. Juke on the next block in a car tells the driver to follow their car. Rock goes to Tremont to get work. Tremont says if it wasn't for witnesses, he'd put a bullet in her right now. Told her, you ain't got no muscle left. You as good as dead. And when you are gone, I'm going to piss on your grave. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see Tremont in Power Origins. I
Yeah.
wonder if him and Kanan, if Kanan's going to work with him to get his work or something like that. I don't know, but it's very, very interesting. Snaps and Pop tell Breeze that the white kids turned state evidence on him. So, because when they came out, she was like, "So what are we going to tell Breeze?" And he was like, "You should know that I'm going to handle this because I'm your husband. I've been handling it the whole time." And I'm like, "So what the fuck is going on here?" Turns out the white kids that got popped turned state's evidence. Snaps and Pop told Breeze his services are no longer required. And they said they were going to replace him. And for a second, I'm like, oh, they're going to replace him with Kanan. But then when she was like, who the fuck we going to replace him with? He was like, me and you will get back out here and do the work. At that point, I'm just like, okay, they are right there with Rock. They don't understand that the game has passed them up.
Yeah,
Snaps him. They're older than Rock and Marvin. At their age, the best they can do is offer protection and services. Their relationship to the police, dirty cops, and other shit like that. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine Snaps and Pop on the corner doing hand-to-hands?
Nah, fuck that shit.
The game passed y'all up. But again, it's always motherfuckers like that are the last to realize that the game has outgrown them. Get out when you can still, like, if you still got some fight in you, but you feel it dwindling, hey, maybe this is not a bad time. With the dude in American Gangster, when they started wrapping up the Vietnam War and calling American soldiers left, and Frank Lucas went over there to get the rest of that dope, and he was like, getting out does not mean you failed. He was just like, get out while you can. Mm-hmm. Frank didn't want to hear this shit. Give me 200 more keys. All right, brother. Now they got your fucking plane, found the dope, and they got you. Juke walks down on Snaps and Pop. Oh, wait, before we get there, I'm sorry. Rock showed up to Pernessa's mom's house. Pernessa's mom tells Rock that Neek and Pernessa have left New York and they're never coming back. She threatens to call the police on Rock and also says, I have a gun of my own and I will use it. Did Rock really think if Neek hadn't left that she was going to get him to get some work from him, or like?
I think she's desperate. Yeah.
Okay. She's scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's fucked up in the game. She's fucked up in the game. So this brings us to Juke walking down on Snaps and Pops in Central Park, no fucking less. Mm-hmm. Tell them she knows they killed Famous. Pops tried to talk to her. This nigga Snaps tried to pull the pistol, and Juke hit that nigga with the quick draw McGraw. Bow! Like, I'm talking about Juke hit that nigga. I immediately went to the Juke group chat. Juke! Like, what the fuck? I mean, and Juke's face. She took pleasure in doing that shit. Mm-hmm. Famous may have been annoying, but that was still her homeboy.
Right.
Juke would have never gotten that studio or up on that stage if it wasn't for Famous.
Right.
Juke really looked pleased that she took them down like that. And then they already down, and then she gave them both extra shots for good measure. Yeah. The only thing that bothers me, and I know I saw a lot of other people say this, is Kanan knows that they took out Fame. What Kanan does not know is that they took out Crystal.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so my question to y'all is, if Kanan knew that they took out Crystal, if he knew that before reacting, would Marvin still be alive?
No, I think he just would have gone after them too.
You still think he would have taken Marvin out?
Yeah, he would just taken them all out. Yeah.
Okay. Fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So Juke shows up to Rock's house to tell her she knows that Rock is not responsible for Famous being killed.
Right.
Now I have something for y'all.
Okay.
Marvin has a briefcase full of money, and he wrote a letter, and put it in the briefcase. And then we notice that Kanan is telling him, I have the letter. And we do see Juke read this letter next week. But I have the letter. Y'all ready?
Yeah, go for it.
To my baby girl, Juke. If you're reading this, then I probably didn't get the chance to tell you everything I should have said while I was still here. First thing, I love you. I know I wasn't always the father you deserved. I made mistakes. I chased money, pride, and the streets when I should have been chasing more moments with you. Every bad decision I made became another burden you had to carry, and for that, I'm sorry. Marvin has really good handwriting, or whoever wrote this for Marvin. I watched you become stronger than anybody gave you credit for. Even when the world tried to tell you who you were supposed to be, you never stopped being yourself. That's something I admired, even when I didn't always know how to say it. If there's one thing I need you to hear, it's this. And he underlined this. Don't let hate become your inheritance. I think it's too late for that because we know what Jukebox becomes.
Right.
The streets have a way of convincing us that revenge is justice. It isn't. Revenge just keeps the funeral homes in business. This goes back to the conversation Flossie had with them. Don't seek revenge. Take every bit of energy you have and invest it in your daughter.
Yeah.
If something happens to me, don't spend your life trying to settle my score. I know you're going to be angry. I know you're going to want answers, but don't let my death become the reason you stop living. He also underlined that. As for Kanan, I don't know what choices he'll make after I'm gone. Somewhere along the way, we all failed that boy. Your grandmother, your uncles, your aunt, me, we all taught him how to survive before we ever taught him how to heal.
Damn.
If Kanan is the one who ends my story, promise me one thing. Don't let him end yours too. Crazy foreshadowing, right?
Yeah.
Because Kanan kills Juke and OG Power. Walk away if you can. Break the cycle if you're strong enough. Because if this family keeps answering pain with more pain, there won't be anybody left to remember our names. I want you to build a life bigger than this neighborhood, bigger than our mistakes, bigger than our last name. No matter what happens, you'll always be my baby girl, and I will always be proud to call you my daughter. Love always, Marvin Thomas. Heartbreaking, right?
Yeah. Damn.
Because there's so much in there that tells us, don't let Kanan take you out. What happens? Kanan kills Jukebox over Tariq. Be bigger than our name. What was Jukebox's name by the time we got to OG Power? Her last name was Ganner. She changed her name. Bigger than our neighborhood. She left New York and went to D.C. Marvin foreshadowed Juke's whole fucking future in that letter.
Yeah. Yep.
And what did Marvin tell Kanan before he put him down? You're going to die alone. You're going to die all alone. So this brings us back. Let's just get to it, right? Marvin gives the money to the pastor of the church, tells him if something happens to him, give him the briefcase to Juke. Marvin pays the pastor for his time and wisdom. And Kanan showed up to the motherfucking church. Marvin tells Kanan this kill will stay with you for a while. You're going to die alone. Nobody will miss you because you won't have anyone left. And I have in parentheses that Marvin was 100% right.
Yeah.
Kanan took out Marvin in the church. Now, Marvin got up, lit his cigarette, took a couple of pulls off it, and was like, so nigga, are we doing this or not? And when Kanan hit him, I don't know if y'all caught it. I caught it on my second watch. Kanan's lips started to twitch. That kill hurt him. That kill hurt him. I believe it hurt. How do y'all feel?
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. It would hurt him. I mean, that's his uncle, you know? I mean, it would hurt him just as much as it hurt taking Lou out. I think the only difference is that he meant to take
Marvin out. Lou was an accident. Lou
Yeah.
was an accident. And that's the fucked up part. Don't get me wrong. Snaps and Pop are dead ass fucking wrong for the role they played in this. But Kanan reacted. Yeah. Are they wrong for telling, yo, your mother is the one who took your friend out. Your mother's the one that took your girlfriend out. You know, this, that, and the third. It's fucked up that Kanan did not find out the truth. Well, he found out part of the truth, but he was still ready, just like, oh, well, Fame always talked too much. Fame always talked too much. That's your best fucking friend. Yeah. And you knew that nigga was a fucking gossip Gertie, and you still went on the basketball court and rushed niggas with the pistol. Mm-hmm. Now, because a motherfucker could tell you Snaps and Pop did it, Fame talked too much. All right, well, here we are. Like Sterl said, the flip is switched. It was switched for Juke when she took out Snaps and Pop. It was switched for Kanan. I mean, the switch could have been switched for Kanan when he had to try to take out Howard in the first fucking joint.
Right. You think so?
What do you think? He said in the OG, it didn't matter. He said in the OG Power, you're not a real killer till you kill somebody you love. Till you kill somebody you love. And that would be Lou. Okay. Mm-hmm. When Juke asked him in the OG Power, when they had Tariq up in that house, tell him who you are. I'm Kanan Stark. I'm a no good motherfucker. Tell him what you did it for. I wanted the money. That, like, when everybody's like, this is a tragedy, this data, like, Power's a tragedy within itself. That's why Ghost's story is so crazy, because Ghost wanted out, and Tasha was like, I want you to be the fucking biggest drug dealer in New York City. We got a penthouse. We have a nightclub. Sure in the fuck did. Tariq more like the son than he did as Sean. Yeah. So if we're taking stock, Kanan is taking out both of his uncles, his cousin, and his own son. And the jury's still out on Rock at this point. Mm-hmm. Again, I thought this was probably one of the greatest episodes. This is one of the greatest episodes of Power of all time. This is one of the greatest episodes in television I've already seen. Again, I'm 70-30. I'm 70-30. I believe Rock does die, but that 30 in me is like, maybe she goes state's witness. I have a question.
Yeah.
Does Juke find out that it was Kanan that killed Marvin?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people was like, how the fuck is Juke and Kanan still cool in the OG Power? Ain't no way Juke knew. And everybody's like, yo, they weren't cool. They were kind of like, it was a fractured relationship.
Right.
It was a fractured relationship. They weren't exactly like, oh my God, cuz I came to get you.
True.
And he did point blank. That's exactly, that was it. Okay. But then, okay, so him taking out Lou, that fucked up the church's money. Let's not also forget she told him they took out Fame, and you was like, Fame was snitching. And then let's take it back even further to season 1. Kanan and them was mixing bullshit, because I think, didn't the bricks get stole? So they started mixing bullshit to get product on the street. Mm-hmm. And that's what killed Nicole.
Yeah.
Juke has every fucking reason to be mad at Kanan and want to take Kanan out. But she let him live. I tweeted Wendell Pierce because I had questions. We were supposed to find out who the fuck we don't know who the fuck. No, he did not. I'm like, yo, my brother, who the fuck is Crackle? Did Crackle ever really exist? Because people have questions. Yeah. He did not respond.
Put it in the Discord if you get a response.
Oh, I definitely will. And I'll put it in the group chat. It does. Like, here's my thing. We've come all this way. This was what just happened. Was Revenge of the Sith. Like when they went back and did the Star Wars prequels, like how did this guy become Darth Vader? And it's like this is what led him. Love will send you over the deep end. Kanan lost a lot of love. And if this is Revenge of the Sith and this is Anakin falling into lava and having to be rescued and having to be in that Darth Vader suit, cool. The next episode is Rogue One. How did they steal the Death Star plans? How does Rock's story end? Where does Kanan go from here to Power Origins? Does Jarita say, I'm pregnant? What do we have for the finale?
Right.
Where are we at? I would assume it's going to be both of them because I wouldn't see why they would have young Tommy and not have young Ghost. That wouldn't make any sense to me. So I would assume that they would both of them, unless, to be completely honest with you, things change. That lady leaking that her son was going to be in the episode, some producers will get really pissed off of that and cut the whole fucking scene.
Damn. I don't blame them.
No. You got to remember, this is airing this week. This was shot months ago. For the edit and stuff like that. They can go in and take him out of there. They can do it. It happens all the time. That's how you get deleted scenes and DVDs and shit like that. Sometimes you can fuck up your own interest. And I would assume, I don't think here's my thing. Can they take it out physically? Yes. Do I think they will? No. Because if we're going to get an 8-year time jump, you have got to tie it together. Exactly. Breeze. Snaps and Pop are gone now. So it's nobody to keep Breeze in line.
Right.
We know Haley won't be. Everybody's hoping like, no, maybe she'll still be there. Maybe Haley could come in and do a guest spot. I don't know. But my issue is this. She took another job and they probably didn't kind of let her know what was going on or where they were going. Because when they started Raising Kanan, Power Origins was not on the board. Somewhere, within these last 2 seasons, they was like, okay, so let's show everybody who Ghost and Tommy used to be and how they got to be who they became. Well, at this point, Haley's already signed her deal, and then she signed a deal to do Nashville 911. My only problem with this is when Ghost brought up the fact, well, who the fuck had Tariq? You remember Jukebox? That crazy bitch? Juke has to stick around at least long enough to meet Ghost and Tommy. Because when Kanan was up in the house after she got him from the hospital and Juke came home from work and her girlfriend was like, he kept whispering and saying some stuff about ghosts. And she was like, not ghosts, ghosts. And she was like, he let that book smart pretty motherfucker get him.
Damn.
You have to tie it together.
Yeah.
Juke has mentioned Ghost, and Tommy has mentioned, and Tommy and Ghost talked about Juke. So, Breeze, take over.
That makes sense.
Tremont.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Tremont. So, with you bringing up Marvin's funeral, I forgot about this. All these people like, Marvin ain't really dead. He faked his death. And I'm just like, and somebody was like, no, they're having the funeral. They didn't show no funeral, and everybody was like, the funeral is in next week's episode. You still have time to delete this. Like, it was like, I ain't believing this bullshit. Marvin ain't dead. Ghost ain't dead. Did you see 50 talking to GQ about what happened with Ghost getting killed?
I didn't see it.
Courtney Kemp did not like the fact that Amari Hardwick, she was like, Ghost is not the star of the show. And everybody else is like, yeah, he is. He 100, like, Ghost was like taking nothing away from Joseph Sikora, what he did with Tommy. We hadn't seen Naturi Naughton. We had seen Naturi Naughton one time since she got KFC thrown at her and kicked out of 3LW. Next time we saw her is when she was Lil' Kim in the fucking Big movie. So the Tasha role resurrected her career. That was the last time we saw Charlie Murphy. The dude that played Proctor was Turtle on fucking Entourage. Like, and then nobody saw him anymore. That show, like, helped out a lot of people and resurrected their careers. But make no fucking mistake about it. Ghost drove that show. And anybody that thinks otherwise is out of their fucking mind. So for Courtney Kemp to be jealous, yes, she was jealous. 50 said she wanted to kill Ghost off earlier. And he was like, why would you do that? And she was like, he's not the star of the show. The show can survive. And 50 was like, Ghost is the star of the show. That may not have been the intent when the show was created, but he's the star of the fucking show. Who the fuck else could have had their daughter killed and then ran for public office after selling dope? Only Ghost could do shit like that. Ghost is the only nigga that could clip somebody and then go on a morning run and get coffee with his mistress. Like, be fucking for real. Kanan died. Yeah. When she wanted to kill Ghost off then, and then he was like, no, I got other shit I can go do. Kill me the fuck off or write me off somehow, and I can go do my 50 Cent shit. If 50 hadn't stepped up, they were going to kill Ghost off then. That's crazy.
Damn.
That's just really bad on Courtney Kemp's part. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not saying 50's lying, but if he's telling the truth 100%, she might have tanked that whole fucking show. And I don't think he does either. Remember when Jussie Smollett did that bullshit? Empire was not the same after that. That stunt that Jussie pulled, it tanked that whole fucking show. It tanked that whole show. Well, Taraji and Terrence is getting this, that, and the third. Hustle and Flow won a fucking Oscar. Taraji was one of the biggest black actresses in the world. They got what they were fucking paid, and they got what they were owed for all the years they had to grind out as mid-level actors. That nigga Terrence Howard played Jackie Jackson in the Jackson 5 series from 93. That nigga had been at that for a long time. He deserved to be paid that. Taraji had been around for a while. She deserved to be paid. The last time I saw Jussie Smollett was the fucking first Mighty Ducks movie, and that was 92, 93. Mm. Like, I get it, but there's a reason their name is at the top. You don't deserve to get paid what they get paid. You just don't. That shit Jussie pulled tanked that show. Thank God that 50 stepped up and said, do not kill him. Take Kanan out. You cannot take Ghost out. It will ruin the show. He was right. He was 100% right. And I don't agree with 50 on a lot of shit, but I 100% wholeheartedly agree with him on that take. If they'd have killed Ghost off, that would have been the end of Power. We wouldn't even having this conversation right now because they'd have never made it far enough to get a Raising Kanan. You got to be smarter than what you're working with. Courtney Kemp is nuts for that shit. Absolutely fucking nuts. Finale predictions. I know we see Juke read the letter. We see Juke with Flossie. Mm-hmm. Stefano and Pino agree that Rock got to go. Y'all got Rock dying?
Yeah, I think she's either going to die or she's going to somehow get out somewhere. But I really think she's going to die for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Well, we know Breeze takes out somebody, like a trashy backyard. A lot of people believe that's him taking out the white dude so they can't testify in court. You think Breeze is going to pull the trigger on Rock? Who do you think is going to pull the trigger, Ames?
I think it's going to be Kanan.
You think so?
I think so.
Which?
I don't know how. I don't know when, but he'll kill anyone, clearly.
Thank you. And what I will say, based on what Sturl said, Tremont shows back up in Power Origins. Tremont can't fucking stand Rock. Kanan takes Rock out. Tremont like, hey, come here, young fella. Me and you can do some business.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense. Again, I have it 70-30. 70% leaning towards Rock gets killed. 30% she jumps to witness protection. I don't know. We shall see.
I can agree with that.
Ghost and Tommy, we know for sure Tommy will be there. There's no point to have Tommy there without having Ghost there. So, we figure that's going to happen. I'm still conflicted over what the fuck happens if we will see Breeze take his last breath. Jarita back in the final episode to tell Kanan she's pregnant.
Oh yeah, for sure.
70.
Yeah.
I'm 75% thinking that happens. Like
Really?
75%. Yeah, I think there's 15% of the show. Like 15% of me is like, that's not like that's a storyline that has to be introduced because Sean exists, right?
Mhm.
But also, how much of the time do they really want to dedicate to that particular scene? I don't
I
know.
I bet you it's going to be at the very end.
That could be true. That could be true.
Yeah.
Any surprises? Anybody shows up that's a surprise? Because we gonna have Marvin's funeral. Now, one person who I think will show
Flossie.
up at the, I definitely see Flossie coming to Marvin's funeral. I
Yeah.
definitely, because Flossie gave Marvin that cheek on the kiss, like I'm gonna miss you. I enjoyed our conversations.
Mhm.
Um, the anger management teacher didn't actually die. She got shot in the face. If I remember correctly, she didn't die though.
I thought she did die.
I don't believe she did. I can double check, but if I remember,
Oh.
she was in critical condition. Let's see. Anger management.
Yeah, I thought for sure she died.
I thought she survived. Um. Oh no, they said she did die. Shot and killed by a hitman named Jimmy. Okay, I was wrong. I thought that she survived.
Okay.
Okay, so well, then she won't be at the funeral. Who would really show up for Marvin? Huh.
Yeah, the Italians, yeah.
Stefano, definitely. P- Pino looks like the type who, like, I don't really give a fuck. And because if you remember, I don't think Marvin ever met with Pino. Only Rock did. So
Yeah.
then it would make sense for Stefano to show up. And
Yeah.
Stefano, the type of motherfucker who walk by and spit in your fucking coffin.
True.
Um, be careful on the internet. I'm not saying like the script. I would hope that it wouldn't leak, but you never fucking know. Remember, we saw Angela got killed. That shit got leaked what, like a week in advance when
Yeah, that
Angela got killed in Power.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like a whole week in advance that got leaked.
Mhm.
So yeah, just be careful because to 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 show you this, Spider-Man Brand New Day got leaked. I was in the theater reading a tweet where the whole film had been leaked. By the time, like, whole fucking film. By the time I got home, somebody had posted the whole film on Twitter.
Damn.
Yeah. These leaks are real. And this is why everybody's like, hey, an all digital future is not the best idea. But
Right.
here the fuck we are. So, yeah. So, going back to that, they're doing the linear premiere. It's going to be 8 p.m. Central Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. I would like us to try to record. Is everybody free Friday night to record after the episode airs?
Yeah, I made sure to.
Okay, because I want us to catch it when we're at our peak state where we've just witnessed it and we're still coming. Yeah, no, watch it and then record. Yeah, watch it and then record because I just want us to be able to our pure emotions, to not second guess anything, to react to what we just saw,
Yeah.
to just immediately react like, wow. And I believe, here's my thing, and this will wrap it up, and then we have an announcement.
Mhm.
If that's the penultimate episode, what the fuck happens in the finale? Because here's
Yeah.
but what I'm saying, if Rock gets killed, that's not a surprise to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the reason why is when Kanan got killed, they said he had no next of kin, and that's how Tariq got his ashes. You see what I'm saying? So Rock getting killed would not blow the world up. Like, oh my God, they killed Rock. That's not going to blow the world up.
You're cutting out again.
Yeah. You shouldn't. You cutting out again.
Oh,
Say it
I think
now.
he's frozen.
Yeah. Look, there we go. Now we can. What were you saying? Now we
Yeah,
lost him.
I think he's having internet issues.
While we wait for Sterl to rejoin us, we have some news. Do you want to go ahead and address the faithful?
Uh, yeah. So there's gonna be less of me in the pod. My dad wants to retire. He's got a family business, and I'm going to be taking over for him so he can retire and enjoy his life. So I have to step away from the pod, maybe do just a few episodes here and there, but yeah, there'll be less of me here.
So what I want to tell you is I know you're not going anywhere personally for me because we're still friends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it has been absolutely fun as shit to do this with you, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but you're not leaving the group or anything like that. You
Right. No,
will
I'm
still
still a
come
part
on.
of it, still
Yeah.
supporting. Maybe do a
Um
few things on the background, but yeah.
and then on the gaming side for sure, but as far as the main pod, um the Raising Kanan finale is going to be your last official episode. So we do want to thank you for your service to the community, and it
Yeah.
has been fun as shit. Sterl is back. So say what you were saying.
No, what I was saying is it's not going to be Rock getting killed. It's going to be who kills Rock.
Be who
So
kills her. Who do
mhm.
you
Yeah.
think it's gonna be?
It's going to be somebody off the
Because
wall.
you think it's gonna be Breeze.
Breeze, or don't be surprised if Juke kills Rock. If Juke finds out Kanan killed
Ooh.
Marvin, she may kill Rock.
It would be an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
It would be an eye for an eye.
Damn,
Cause
I didn't
she,
think of that.
but now this has me intrigued because there was a conversation Juke and Rock had at the diner, and she was like, "I was always there, but you never saw me because it was
Yeah.
always about Kanan." She
Mhm.
was like, every single thing was about Kanan, which lends into what Marvin told her. You don't have a
Mhm.
problem with killing kids as long as it's not Kanan.
Mhm.
So if Juke took Rock out, oh boy.
And that could be the lend to their
Oh
beef.
boy.
That could be why, we fuck with each other because you can't do nothing but accept it. You killed mine, I killed yours. What you want to do?
Kill yours.
Mhm.
But
If
here's the
that
thing. The only problem with that is, well, no, that's actually quite smart because then we get to find out how Kanan really feels about Rock.
I mean, don't we
Because
already
if he,
know how he really feels about her?
Kanan could be put, like, here's the thing: people wear masks every day without actually wearing a physical mask.
Mhm.
That's still his mother. Remember, Kanan started all of this because of Rock, because him
Mhm.
and his peoples walked by, and Buck 20 and then was on the corner that Kanan was under the impression was Rock's corner, and he was like, "We getting them
Right.
off my mom's corner." That's what started all of this. We getting them off
Yeah.
my mom's corner. They hit Buck 20, and then that's where shit went awry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be
Now the only
surprised.
problem is Juke is not a bad that's not a bad, yeah, no. And at this point, because if the Italians kill her, that's not doing anything. There's no shock
Right.
factor to it being a hitman hired by the Italians. There is absolutely no shock factor. Um, which her and Marvin paying for that hit that didn't get taken out, it makes all the sense in the world now. When Marvin opened that box and saw that hat with that hole in it and the blood stain, this is trouble. This is trouble. He just thought that he was going out a different way. They gave us multiple possibilities for Marvin's ending. That either Stefano was going to hit back at them, that he was going
Mhm.
to go to jail for the situation. I bet none of us thought that Kanan was going to kill him until he beat the shit out of Kanan. Then it's like, okay, maybe,
Yeah,
And then
I
you
was
just
still
thinking
had
I
maybe,
did
Breeze.
I really didn't think he would do it. Yeah.
Still had, because we saw Breeze shooting at that nigga with a fucking M16.
Yeah.
But because it was in the trailer, it's like that's almost too easy for Breeze. And do y'all think it's lazy writing that Kanan took him out? Because I keep seeing people say that, like, this is fucking lazy writing. The writers did a terrible job. I think they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, that wasn't lazy by any means. That was the shock value that everybody needed, actually.
So there's a picture. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the group text right now, so y'all see this. And this is crazy, but it's just like Sterl said. So it should be in there. Check it now.
Yeah. Yep.
Whole fucking bloodline.
You'd have killed your whole bloodline.
Interesting. Here's some of them threads. There are patterns in TV series people don't realize until you write. Marvin has been preparing to die, and the writer has been setting up and preparing us for his death for several episodes. Rock does not die. Somebody says, I believe Marvin was supposed to die seasons ago, but he became a fan favorite, so it was hard to write him off. The show, the final 2 episodes of season 2, foreshadowed his death and left cliffhangers of him potentially being dead. Yeah, when he got shot, he took that shot in the side when the projects got raided.
Mm-hmm.
That's one time. Way too much personal time and regret built up. He knew it was curtains. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. We have 1 episode left in this journey, y'all. It's been quite the pleasure, I gotta tell y'all.
Yeah.
Look forward to these recordings. I just knew, though, when Marvin put his paws all over Kanan, that these last 2 episodes are gonna be wild. I'm pissed that they gave us that week off in between. It built up the anticipation.
Yeah.
They rocked the world with that penultimate episode, though. Juke getting those kills. Yeah, man. And then Kanan taking out Marvin. I don't know.
I really did not see that coming.
There's Sopranos episodes. There's Wire episodes that don't hit that hard.
Yeah.
The last time I emotionally got invested in a show was there's like a 3 episode stretch of Mad Men where Lane self transitions by hanging himself in the office. Don and Joan like do this dance around each other. Will they? Won't they? Then Joan gets mad at Don because he told her not to fuck the guy from Jaguar. All types of stuff. These 2 episodes here from Marvin putting the boots on to fucking Kanan and then this shit happening. Emotionally, I'm just like, because I remember texting Sterl yesterday like, I still can't believe he killed that nigga.
Yeah.
Like, literally could not believe it. I was like, they really, like, but at the end of the day, in that life, it's only 2 ways out. Death or prison.
Mm-hmm.
Death or prison. So here the fuck we are, man. And everybody, Juke, we saw her go. We saw Lulu go. Marvin go. Sean go. And the worst part was Sean was not really in the fucking life.
That's the crazy
That's
part.
the worst part. Yeah, Sean was not like, he was Ghost fucking driver. He was what it was Kanan. I think Sean might have been the only person Kanan really kind of loved, and it hurt him to see Sean give his love to Ghost. And that's something Kanan couldn't stand. And I believe that's but yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, here we are. Friday night should be something. I'm so lucky I only have to work 3 days in the offices. Well, 3 days period. I'm off Thursday and Friday, so I'm going to enjoy this time off.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is going to be something interesting, man. I cannot wait for Friday night. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be very, very interesting. So with that, we will bid y'all adieu. Be ready because we're going to watch the episode, and then we're recording it Friday night, and it's going to be out Saturday morning. So y'all be ready, man.
Yeah.
Y'all got anything before we go?
No.
All right, man. That's going to do it for yours truly, Derek Daniel Ocean, Big Money Sterl, Awesome Amy, Pause Menu Society. We will see y'all very, very shortly. Peace out.